adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited about today's video because we're going to be trying out something to help keep us cool this summer. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in the bus or if I'm going to take it in the van or in the car for some tent camping, but today we're going to unbox this and find out exactly what it is, how it works, and if it works for us here in the larger space. So buckle up, get ready, and we're going to unbox this. But before we do, let's see how warm it is in here. The sun is shining very brightly on this side of the bus, so I've closed off a couple of the curtains just to kind of help us out just a little bit. But this is about to be really interesting because I don't know if this is going to work or not, and as always, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about this device so you'll have an honest review. So let's get to it. Starting off, it has gotten up to 85 degrees inside today. Outside it's not quite that bad, but inside, because I had the windows open, quite toasty. For today's video, we will be focusing on the Evalight Plus. It is a 10-watt personal air cooler, and as you can see, it fits into a tiny box. There's also an additional aroma diffuser. When I'm out camping during the summer months, it can get quite warm, whether I'm in the van, the car, or tent camping. And I've created a variety of different ways that I can stay cool. We'll talk about all of those in an upcoming video, but for now, we're going to see if this could be an integrated piece of that. Now, typically here in the bus, I have a couple of different fans, or if I go to a state park and have a dedicated plug-in, I have an air conditioning unit that I can actually bring with me that doesn't make me have to use this guy. However, moving the air is a big deal, but normally just moving the air alone is all that I have. I normally will hook up my Road Pro fan to blow the air so I can kind of directionalize it when I'm in the van, and I try to get into the van a little bit later in the evening versus spending a lot of time in there. And so if this will cool it off, I could take this in the van. But I'm also thinking about those nights when it's just so when you're tent camping. This is small enough that I could run it off of a power station. I could take this with me tent camping too. Then I won't have to worry about a frozen water bottle in my sleeping bag or anything like that. So we're about to find out what this thing is, and we're gonna go again through all the details. So I'm really excited. Let's get into this box. First things first, we just have to remove the protective outer coating. Now on the side, it has a brief synopsis of how this works. We're going to add some water, we're going to give it some power, and then we're going to adjust it and enjoy. So this is going to give us a little bit of like a swamp cooler effect maybe. Now, me using the term swamp cooler, I don't want anybody to think, oh no, why would you say that? Or think of that as a bad thing, because sometimes swamp coolers get a bad rap. Now, swamp coolers are good and bad. They are great because they give you some moisture, especially in a dry climate. That's awesome. In a super humid climate, sometimes that can be problematic. So we're gonna see if it's good or bad in the humidity of Texas, because it is definitely a very sticky day today. So that's why I wanted to do it on a warm day, not just to cool me off, obviously, but also to give it the full kickstart. Will this work? Is this good for everywhere? Because not all options are great for every place. That doesn't mean that a product is bad just because it is more so for one climate or the next. It's kind of like whenever you look at some of the other things that are available out there, some of them work super great whenever you're in the desert. Other things work better when you're in the mountains. It just kind of is what it is. A lot of times there's not a one size fits all for every rig either. So that's why I wanted to check it out in the bus where it's a little larger. I think we're ready to dig into the box. There's something else on here though. Let's look at the other side of the box first. According to this, it is going to cool, humidify, purify, and it's also going to have a full spectrum LED lighting. It's eco-friendly, portable, energy efficient, and has a control wheel on it. So all of those things are going to be important, but this is something that I know a lot of people will very much like. It has no Freon whatsoever in there, which means you don't have to deal with that, and that is a big bonus if you're traveling. Now again, with it being a humidifier, that's not going to work great in places that are already pretty moist unless it's got some different kind of technology, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what all is in here. Oh my goodness, such a cool bundle. First and foremost, there is an 18-month warranty on this, and then all you have to do is go in and fill out your information. There's a very interesting little piece of paper with some reading material on here about the unit itself, talking about the filter system. I am excited about going into this one. Of course, as always, there is a product guide, and it's not a super large product guide, but it does seem to have illustrations to help us figure things out. So that's handy. They have these little stickers in there, which are kind of cool. And they also have a multi-language product guide. So that's pretty handy. In addition, on top, they do have a cord here, and it looks like it is a brick system cord. So it has what looks like a micro SD end to it. We'll get to that in just a few moments. But then it has some packing materials, keeping it nice and secure. And then there's the product. Okay, I'm gonna get this out and show you what it looks like. Okay, this is it right here. It's not very large, and in fact, you can see see, there are the vent grates on the side here. This is the area that we would hold the water for the reserve. So all in all, very lightweight, easy to lift. A little harder to see, but inside this little grate right here, that's where you plug it in. And it's a very small and compact space. So I'm gonna get this plugged in. I'm going to bring over a power station so we can see how much power this takes. Okay, now the reserve comes off and I need to fill it. We're gonna try to aim correctly. Not sure if that's gonna be too much or too little. So that fills it up just a little over half. I'll go in with a little bit more. So it's about 800 mil altogether. So there we go. Now we just plug it on. And for this to work, there's a little puzzle piece here and it just slides down the puzzle piece and into place. And now I tap the top and notice how it lights up. On the top here, it shows how much the temp is, and then I think I should be able to maneuver it this way by clicking the various pieces, and I'm not sure. I need to look at the book for this, but I definitely already am feeling a little bit of output, but not much. I do really like that it lights up though. That is very nice. Okay, I figured it out. You tap the screen and then use this section as a wheel to turn it up or down. And then the output isn't bad. It's not bad. It feels pretty fun, actually. Sitting right in front of it, it feels quite nice. Now, is it feeling like it's radiating out? No, it is not. But it feels quite good whenever it's right here. And it is advertised as a personal cooler. So if you are sitting, it produces something that feels a little bit better than a fan, slightly cooler than just a regular fan. So I could definitely see this being helpful. Now, there's a few other settings that I do want to go over on this though. Ooh, that feels really cold now. And this was not cold water. So if I was to put colder water in there, it'd probably feel even cooler. There's a few other things though. It says here that I can tap on this and then go around. I can set a timer on it, which is kind of neat. That is something that you can do with a fan, but at the same time, for it to do that with the actual air conditioning, that would be very good for whatever I'm camping in. And then there's a couple of other settings also that I kind of want to find out what all they are. This is unlike anything we've used on the channel before. It has also a LED lighting brightness, so I can dim this down, sleep timer, and then also the temperature in measurement. So within each of these, I can adjust the front grill area. Ooh. Okay, so now it's blowing more upward instead of down, and you can adjust it all the way down or all the way up. So if I wanted to pull it more at my face, that's nice. That is nice. I will give them credit for that. Got it to where we can change the color. So I tap, and then I select the mode, and then from there, I can turn it different colors. That is really neat too. So if you are using this, I'm kind of letting you hear the sound so that you can hear what exactly it's going to be like if you're using it. I think that's really important too. It goes through a full color spectrum and all the way back around. It does come default blue, which matches the bus, but if I wanted to, I could go purple or pink or red or green. I'm gonna leave it on pink for just a moment. I will say this, it's going to be an adjustment getting used to the little turn knob, but after I get used to it, I think this is gonna be great. And it feels quite nice here. And again, the temps in the bus are still pretty hefty, but at the same time, sitting in front of this, I could easily work and not feel like I am just melting in here, which is so nice. You can see my little cheeks, they're pretty red because it was pretty warm in here, but like right here is very pleasant. I am quite surprised by that. So I think that this would be good in any rig if you're just having something that's close by. And I do believe that in the smaller space of the van, it might bring down the temp a couple degrees pretty easily. So I am looking forward to using this now. But I'm gonna get to know a couple of the other features. I'm going to try to also adjust the brightness of the reservoir just to see what that's like. I was able to adjust it so that I can see Celsius or Fahrenheit, which is also super helpful. So for all of you who are abroad and might not use Fahrenheit, this works for you too. Now, this is available through their website or through Amazon, so I definitely encourage you to check it out. Look at it, see if it's something you're interested in. Again, it's not going to cool the whole unit. It's just not. It's not designed for that. It's designed to personally cool you as a person, and I think that this is actually going to be really fun. So I'm going to stay here for just a little while and see how well it does with the water reservoir itself. I'm going to make a little earmark as to where the water is, and I'm going to run it for like 30 minutes and see what happens. I'm also going to look to see where our power is. Okay, for our water reservoir, it is 1 thumb up to the second knuckle there. That's how deep it is. So in 30 minutes, we'll check that. And then also over here, we are at 95%. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this up and see what it does on the output. All the way up. It runs 10 watts at full. That is incredible. That is so, so good. Something else pretty neat about the book while we're doing our little test here is it goes through how everything works and then shows you how to replace things, how everything works. And it also has a nice technical support QR, which I think is so helpful because if you can't figure out something, it has not only the most common things that could go wrong, but also how you can directly contact the brand. And I think that that's pretty awesome. Now, one of the things I did notice was there is a #1 thing. Cold air does not come out. What's wrong when that happens? It means that your humidity is over 70%. So that could factor into this. So they are very upfront and honest with you about the humidity sometimes not working with certain things. And I think that that's good because brand awareness is spot on if they are willing to say that. And so I'm giving them props for that because a lot of companies, they want to make it a one size fits all. They are aware that this is not going to be perfect for everyone in every scenario. Today, the humidity is quite high, but it's still working. So even with it being quite high in humidity, I still feel cool while I'm sitting in front of it. While I'm standing, the heat is rising and getting stuck at the top of the bus. I am not feeling the effects of this up here like I am down there. This is me being super honest with you guys. I think that's the most important thing about any review is to first and foremost show you the product. The product itself, good size, nice and easy to maneuver. It could fit into a lot of different storage areas in your small space. It is very easy to get going. All you need is a power station and some water. That part, super, super good for travel or for being at your base camp or for being at your office for that matter. This is not going to be something that's going to really disrupt a lot of people, although you can hear it. I'm sure you can hear the hum behind me. So if you're at an office, you know, somebody might say something unless you have walls. If you're in a cubicle, maybe. But at the same time, this is a good unit for those things. Again, I don't see this being a cooler that can cool your entire space. That's not what this is for. That's not what it's advertised for either though. It's not false advertisement of any kind. I think this would, again, cool it down a little bit in a smaller space. But if you are in a large expanse, do not purchase this with the anticipation of it cooling off your entire world. If you're in a dry climate, this is going to help quite a bit though, because just sitting in front of it, I could feel the coolness coming off of the moisture and it felt quite nice. And so I think this would be especially great if you're in a drier climate. So definitely gonna have to tell Riley about this one because I think she would like this in Vegas. But I'm gonna continue reading just a little bit more, see if there's anything else of importance to us. This right here is potentially one of the most important pages of the entire manual. So as we're kind of going over some of the specs provided in the little manual here, let's look a little bit more at the product itself. The product itself has an input voltage and current of 5 volts or 2 amps. The power consumption is 10 watts. Overall, it has a blowing distance of up to 10 feet or 3 meters. The size of the unit is 7.16 inches by 7.08 inches by 7.08 inches. It needs a water refill almost every 3 to 8 hours, depending on how much you are using the blower. And without water, it weighs approximately 2.8 pounds. The water refill area is 33.8 ounces or 1,000 milliliters. The working noise level on this is between 25 and 45 decibels. I can definitely tell the difference as I step away from it because again, I start getting super, super red when I'm hot. And over here, it's quite warm. Over there, it feels pleasant. But I did notice one other thing that was kind of interest that I wanted to share. It does have in the specs area that it is ideal and better used when it is over 64 degrees and under 70% humidity overall. It will still work, but it's not going to have the same desired output. So those are just things for you to know. So if you are in an area and you're wanting to use this 64 degrees, under 70% humidity, and that way you can have ideal running conditions. We have been going for about 15 minutes at this point, and we're doing pretty well. But again, remembering every 3 to 8 hours, I would need to refill that. I've got it on full blast right now, so I'm assuming it would be closer to 3 than 8. If I was going by that logic, 10 watts every hour, that means that I should lose about 30 to 40 watts before I have to refill if it's closer to the 3 hour. If it is closer to the 8 hours, I'm probably going to lose closer to 100 watts of my power station. So this would run easily on a smaller power unit. Anything that is 1,000 watts or more is going to be a lot of usage for this thing. So you could get by realistically with a 600 watt or even a 300 watt power station with this guy, no problem. It's just depending on how long that you're wanting to use it before you have to recharge your battery itself, but it will run off of those, so that is awesome. For now though, I'm going to just sit here and enjoy the cool air. I really wish I would have gotten this out a little bit earlier, because if I would have, I wouldn't have had to have suffered for quite as long at this campsite, because it's pretty warm outside right now. But I think that this could be a game changer for summertime, even in the bus, if I could just sit it on the table and blow the air on myself. Because on the hot days, the main thing is just cooling off your body temperatures and getting yourself to the finish line of the day, so to speak. So this could technically go in any one of my camping kits pretty easily, and I think that it would work for you guys too, again, for a variety of different reasons. I'm mostly leaving the sound on this so that you can hear what it's like with you talking as well as hearing this, because I want you guys to understand the full picture of what this is. That's why I give the reviews that I do. Details matter, and a lot of you do have like sensitivity to noises and things like that. So if that is a thing for you, this isn't going to be completely silent, and that is important to note. Okay, about 30 minutes has passed. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down, and we've actually dropped a degree of temp in the bus since starting to use this. Check the battery consumption overall, as well as our scale here. We've lost a little bit more, so I've lost probably a quarter inch possibly of the water reserve in that 30-minute time, which is very good. But let's see power wise how we're doing. Okay, here we go. Power wise, we've only lost 1% of the battery. That is super good. So I am very pleased with this. I will be continuing to follow up as always with you guys. I'm really happy whenever I can share something like this. I'm gonna turn this back up because I got some work to do. Woohoo! That feels nice. I know a lot of you are asking about the diffuser now probably. This just clips onto the vent. It works really easily. It's super simple. I'm not going to get this out right now because I think this is one of those once you start it, you can't stop it things. And so because of that, I'm going to wait to use this until I actually have it out and about, because I don't want to waste that loveliness, you know? It just kind of is what it is. So for now, I am going to leave this with a little pin in it to show you guys later as we continue to follow up. But am I pleased with this? Of all the different AC units that I have checked out that are like a personal AC, I would say this is probably one of the better ones. I can actually feel the cold off of it as opposed to just the wind, and I think that that's a big deal. I'm going to continue doing some tests. I'm going to bring it along with me on an upcoming adventure. I probably am going to wait until I'm solo again, just because I don't want to have one personal air and then no personal air for a friend, because that's not really nice. But I will show you that soon. And until then, guys, remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. The link will be in the description below. Don't purchase anything just because I've talked about it, but if you've already been looking at something similar to this, you might want to give this one a shot, because I definitely think that this one is superior to some of the ones I've seen and tried out from Amazon in the past. Anyway, guys, until next time, bye!